Welcome to magnificent Melbourne. And welcome to you. I'm absolutely honoured to welcome and introduce members of the Central Australian Aboriginal Women's Choir.
Storytelling is something that Aboriginal people have done for many, many years, and how you express that story is different. So some people express that through dance, some people express that through song. For me, definitely, I think it's cathartic. You can leave things behind, or you can feel things deeper, or you can change your opinions and your emotions. Art is an expression of culture, and culture for us is not separate to who we are.
I'm a curator at Alcester Gallery, and it's a commercial art gallery. We specialise in Indigenous artists, but we don't only represent Indigenous artists. So it's a sort of a mixture of finding artists who are exciting, different, new, interesting, but also will have an art market and have clients and curators and collectors interested. I can't speak on behalf of the artists because they're not here, but I know like a lot of Indigenous and non-Indigenous artists use art as a tool, like to deal with things or to make a statement or to get something out into the public realm that they want to be seen and heard. And you'll find that through history of artists, like wanting to make a statement and be seen and heard and, show their work.
I'm currently on a trip travelling around Australia, researching all of the old songs from Indigenous communities and the missions. Respect and honour for our old people, because they sing about times when life was hard and my grandparents and great grandparents, they had to struggle to survive, and it shows their resilience. The fact that they kept singing those songs, that kept them going as well.
I'm the manager of the Koori Youth Council. Our organisation is a youth advocacy and leadership organisation that works with Aboriginal young people in Victoria. We provide a voice to our community and to our governments around what the issues are. I've recently started again to draw things of importance and significance to me. I take a lot of inspiration from my home country, which is on the Murray River, so I use the river as a source of inspiration for my artwork. Though I'm not an artist, I just have a sketchbook at home that sometimes if I'm bored or I'm drinking beer or wine, I go, okay, I'll start drawing. Yeah.
Sometimes I express myself through my drawings. Sometimes I'll just do the opposite. This is my meditation when I draw. You know, meditation. Take my mind off all the domestics around me. The only thing that takes my mind away, my brain, my mind off everything, you know. It takes me into dream time, as I say.
What do you call this place?
It's a barbecue area.
Barbecue area? They call this barbecue area. Nice native name. Colourful. I like it.
My name's Rosina. We have 12 artists that works in the art centre. Yep.
Actually, I'm trying to find people in here would like to paint because it's like their way to heal themselves.
Yep. Yeah. Hello again. Yep.
There's been a big debate lately in Alice Springs about the authenticity of traditional art, because a lot of people are making art just to earn a living, and so they, churn out 10 paintings a day just because they know that there's a demand for it. And they call it traditional art because it's in the traditional method of the dot painting, but they just create what they think people want to pay for. And all over the place, really, there's a lot of white Australians that take advantage of indigenous people. I work for Jumpy Desert Weavers. It helps the artists out in the communities and the women out on the lands to make a living by allowing them to do an art form. The women who make the baskets and sculptures get a lot of their inspiration from the colours of the land, and also they have their jukapa, which is their dreaming, which is what an English attempt at translating jukapa, but it's actually a very fundamental part of their beliefs and values for Indigenous people. If you go into the gallery, a lot of the animals that you see, you can't really tell what they are. Some of them it's a dog and some of them it's a bird, but then others it could be a dinosaur or something, you're not quite sure. And when you ask the women, they just say it's from jukapa. And then also the artist's view of commercialising their art. They find it funny that white Australians spend all this money on a basket and just put it on the shelf of a cupboard in their living room. Like, they're quite amused by that. But, that's how they feed their family, so that's why they keep making this work, and we, I guess, will continue to appreciate it as being really skillful, which it is, and yeah.
Funny place living in Alice Springs because there is a lot of disparity and it's there, and you mix with these people all the time in the supermarket or whatever, but there's this chasm of difference. So many things that have happened here in the past that there is a lot of difference still. You know, there's a lot of pain that hasn't been resolved. But art has become really more important, like visual art, for example, has become more important, I think, because a lot of people have been displaced off their country. You'll find all the art that's directed towards, tourism, and there's a lot of dodgy characters that are playing into that market. But there also indigenous artists also play in that market too, but there's a whole lot of other things that are going on that you don't necessarily find out straight away. It takes a little bit of digging to find out.
A far cry from this image of white people, the one we see so often in the streets of our cities. What brings these poor people to this level? Why do they drag themselves through the sewers of our society? I tried to find answers to these questions, but sadly, everyone here declined to be interviewed. So I put this question to the Minister. Is it fair of us to expect white people to improve? Do they want to change?
Yes. And here in my department, we're doing everything we can to help them. We've created 32 new jobs in the last year. We've built 7 new houses.
But what if they're happy the way they are?
It'd be morally wrong for us to leave them like that. We've got to do everything we can to help these people take their place in society.
My name is Lini Nemijura. Family is doing watercolor here. We always come to our painting here. It is good, relaxing, sit outside and do painting.
Why do you paint your country and not like...
Because people can come and see what country we are.
What do you feel about painting your country? Like it's something particular to paint your country instead of anything?
Yeah, country. People come and see our country.
My name is Tyler, and I work in the gallery at Venturi. I can play the didge.
Could you maybe play it now?
Yeah, I go on to you then.
Hey, I'm talking with Tyler.
Yeah, no, he was just telling me, but do you have permission to do that? You actually in the resort you need permission to do it?
I need permission?
Yeah.
When you've got a culture that comes in and basically invades your own culture, you start to lose lots of things, and art and language are very closely associated with each other. Aboriginal culture is evolving, but through art it's evolving in such a way that's dictated by the market. Then what has become of art today? How is art being used today? In urban environments, is it just about capitalism? Is it just about making money? Or does it still have a function, and does it still have a role within people's traditional lives?
So my name's Carolyn Wilson. We are sitting in the Central Market in Adelaide. I'm the Director of Better World Arts. What we do is we bring together traditional cultures from other parts of the world and the Aboriginal culture. We don't get any government funding at all. It's all comes from what we sell. So everything is business orientated and sales orientated. I mean, one of the reasons why we even do the job that we do is, in its own way, it's a healing process because it generates an income for the artists, and it's a regular income. They get an income from us on a monthly basis.
Are white people intelligent? Well, according to recent studies, they are. The problem seems to be their insularity, a tendency to avoid mixing with other races, to cling to their own, fairly narrow view of the world, to resist change. But in a bold experimental move, the government is attempting a new direction.
Art is a very powerful tool.
Can you play the guitar?
You can just
She just did. Yeah.
you can use it to help people. You can use it to destroy people. Governments, through art, if it use it in the right way. And it's no good these days because governments are always made up of businessmen. And that's the first thing that they look after is just all big business. They don't look after the people because they don't know what it is to look after the normal people. They think that the world's just about money. It isn't about money.
We have to remember that the colonisation of Australia by the British was a non-negotiable situation. The British didn't come and say, oh, there are people here, we need to negotiate our settlement. They arrived and said, there are people here, but we want to settle here, so you'll have to go. There was no negotiation. What I say to people is that our mindset, white fella mindset, is so extremely different to an indigenous mindset. The way we see the world, the way they see the world. And when I hear white Australians go, oh, indigenous people, they want the money but they won't work, I say, hang on a minute, put yourselves, let's swap places. What if indigenous people said to you and me, right, leave your work, leave your house, leave your taps with running water, and go and live in country, in the bush. Now, and there's no coming back. Because that's what we did to them. Okay?
And so, what of the future? Do white people need to change their attitude to us?
I'm optimistic.
Or is the answer for us to change our attitude to them?